Welcome to Why They Play the Game, a show created to discuss the NBA on and off the court. I'm just one of your co-hosts, Michael Eric Owens.
And I'm Ken Hayes.
Hey, my brother, we had to jump on here right quick, man. Our boys' season is over. The
Yeah.
Bucks are done,
Going fishing.
man. And so I wanted to just hop on here, man, and get some observations, folks. While we're doing that, about to get started. Please, as always, go ahead, hit that like, that subscribe button, and that notification button and send it out to anyone that you think is interested in the game of basketball. Okay,
All right.
let's start off. We know there was a confrontation after the game, and this is going to, folks, what we're going to be talking about here over the next few minutes is where does the Milwaukee Bucks go from here? And but I want to start off, Ken, with an incident that took place with Tyrese Haliburton's father after the game when he approached Giannis and approaching with a towel with his son's face on it and was using profanity toward him. And Giannis didn't even know who the guy was. But we're gonna let Giannis actually talk about the incident. We're gonna come back here. We're gonna watch it along with you. Come back here and talk a little bit about it, and then talk about where are the Bucks gonna go. Let's take a listen, folks.
See you as someone that gets into it with people after the game. It looked like you were kind of standing there by the 3-point line, then all of a sudden you're in the middle of kind of everything. Just what happened kind of out on the floor after the game?
Nothing. This is the last time I'm going to say. I won't talk a lot. That's the game. It doesn't really matter. One thing I'll say is that I believe like being humble in victory. That's how I am. Now there can be a lot of people out there that are like, no, when you win the game, you got talk shit, and you know it's a green light for you to be disrespectful towards somebody else. I disagree. I've won the championship. They haven't. Okay, and that doesn't say anything. I'm not trying to minimize their effort, but I remember when I won. My mom, that she's never missed the games from February 11th or 13th when she came in Milwaukee against the Knicks. She never missed a game. When we won the championship, I remember my mom, she was scared to cross. She was like, am I allowed to come and hug my son? I see, except now my brother does media. For this year, he wants to come back and play. But like, except in that, you've never seen my family like see courtside. See, this is not something that we do. We don't. I try to keep my family away from the game. But losing the game, emotions run high. Having a fan, which at the moment I thought he was a fan, but then I realized it was Tyrese's son, which I love. Tyrese, I think he's a great competitor. He was his dad, sorry. Coming in the floor and showing me his son a towel with his face. This is what we do. This is what we effing do. This the F we do. This. I feel like that's very, very disrespectful. You know, my dad, if you guys go and ask and learn, my dad's not with us no more. My dad used to come in the family room and he was the most respectful person ever. You know, when you come from nothing and you've worked your whole life to sell stuff in the street, and your whole life you'll be scared of the police of deporting you and sending you back to your country. You have to protect your kids with all means. You create this mentality of being humble your whole life, to not kind of disrespect anybody, not make the tension high, the emotions high, so anybody can snitch on you, say something bad about you. So when he came here, I remember I was like, Dad, why are you so humble? Why you go to the family room? You don't even say a word. You sit in the back. Why are you like that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry. That's how I grew up. That's what I had around. So when I see other dads, which don't disrespect me, maybe if my son play basketball, I might be in the court. I might be the one on the court, and like 20 years later, you can play this interview and say, Giannis, you're contradicting yourself. But we'll see in 20 years. But I'm talking about right now how I feel. You know, having somebody's dad, which I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for his son, and I'm happy that he's happy for his son. That's how you're supposed to feel. But coming to me and disrespecting me and cursing at me, I think is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Okay? And I'm not the guy that points fingers, because in my neighborhood, snitches get stitches. So I don't want to say something, for him to say, to get fined or anything. But it's not respectful. I talked with him at the end, and I think we're in a good place.
Man, I'm
That's a lot.
first of all, that's a lot, Ken. But first of all, I'm gonna say, man, I love that dude, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love him from a basketball perspective, but I love him from a personal perspective. Think about it. Ken, he had just lost that game. Heck of a game.
Yeah.
We was texting each other, and I text you. I said, Giannis only got 8 points. I mean, he got to get busy. This dude,
Went off.
he had a heck of a game, heck of a series. And you lose under those circumstances where it was unforced errors. I can't blame Gary for that, because they wouldn't even been in the game without Gary.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so we don't even want to talk about, well, man, Trent. No. Gary saved, man. That only reason why they could possibly win that game was because of GT. So much respect to him, man. He should not hold his head down. He played a heck of a game. He had like 33.
I know. He was.
Man, I can't be mad at him, man. But when I look at Giannis, Ken, the way he expresses himself, man, the vulnerability he uses as a professional athlete, and the story that he tells, he didn't have to come out and denigrate his father. He just used the example of his father. Okay? So this is what I'm trying to say. If anybody knew Mr. Hayes, I'm talking about your father. Okay? A good man. You understand what I'm saying? Like what he was trying to say is, I was raised to be respectful, man. I wasn't. And then the other part, Ken, how this dude gonna come on the court and get in the face, in my opinion, of the best player in the game on this heated moment when this man is just lost, and like he said, emotions is running high. You're just trying to take in the defeat, and this man run up cussing in his face. Oh man, I don't care what anybody say. I heard people, man, well, Giannis, he an older guy, and you blah blah blah. Let me tell you something. If he had ran up on Dylan Brooks,
oh man,
okay. See, if you had ran up on the wrong person, okay, with your little self, man, he's a fool, man. He is a buffoon, man. And in my opinion, Ken, I don't know what they do moving forward, but that dude should not be allowed in another playoff game this year. But what you say you can.
So go to your last point, Mike. I think the NBA will restrict him from being in, let's just say, in the arena, or let's just say let's say courtside. It was just, I thought it was just, you said it, disrespectful, ignorant. You can call it whatever you want to, Mike. I just think it was just uncalled for quote unquote, I'm gonna call him a fan.
That's what he is.
Right. He's a fan. To get into, a player's face, and then people were around just allowing this to happen because they knew who he was. I didn't understand, but that's a whole nother story.
And Ken, not to cut you off, but let me just say this. This was not his first complaint. Players have complained about him as well as others.
Right, exactly. And to think about it, Mike, just think about it, if your son, played the game, how would you, respond, if they want, let's just say, put yourself in as Tyrese's dad. What would you have done?
Ken, I can tell you like this. I respect NBA basketball players. It is no way I am going to approach any professional basketball player. I don't care who he is, even the players that I'm not even fond of. I'm approach them with respect.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I might even after the game, if I got a chance, if that my son had won and how great Giannis is, I might even went up to him and say, hey, look, great series, great series, Giannis, man. My son, they got you this time, but you know what, man, I just appreciate you and what you do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hey, no way. That
Respect.
Ken cussing at him.
Oh, Mike. And to think about it, I would say you would expect that from maybe someone who's 15, 16, 17 to do something like that. For a grown ass man to do that, I'm sorry. But it rubbed me the wrong way when I looked at it. And I'll give Tyrese some credit. He said that he talked to Giannis, apologized. They were good. And I appreciate that because he said, as a matter of fact, he said, hey, my dad was wrong. It was out of pocket. So,
it's an embarrassing situation for Tyrese. Right. I'm going to give him that. I'm not a fan because I think I think part of the disrespect that his father shows, he has already shown. But you know what? I might live with that because it's player to player. Okay. But it's still disrespectful. I mean, man, when you hitting the watch all the time, that's disrespectful, man. Come on.
We talked about that too.
Yeah, it's it becomes personal at a moment, man. Like we competing between these lines. All of them are supposed to be brothers. You know what I'm saying? When you step away, when I saw what Jimmy Butler said to your boy on Houston, Dylan Brooks, you know what he said to him? He called him out his name, this, that, and the other thing. I'm saying, like, man, the disrespect that's happening in the game. There's a way to compete and not be disrespectful. Like I can tell you, I'm gonna eat you up all day long. Right. I'm gonna eat you up all day long. But then when I start calling you out your name
or talk about your mother,
be that, mother this. See that now all of a sudden now you're gonna get smacked because now we not talking about basketball, man. We getting personal. So to me, Ken, it left a bad taste in my mouth, man. It was hard to see them lose, Ken, but when I saw how you disrespected this good man. And to me, it's disrespecting the city of Milwaukee.
I think it's just disrespecting the organization, the NBA, the people who watch, come to the games. That's just all around, Mike. It's like I said, it's just foolish.
The question is, can he go through Speed Queen? Can he get that
remember, he ain't from Milwaukee now.
Hey, listen. He listen. When they play next year, he better not come to the gym. I'm here to tell you, Draymond found out the hard way. Folks in Milwaukee ain't playing with you, man. That's disrespectful, man. And he ruined his son's moment. We should have tipped his hat to the Indiana Pacers for winning the series. No excuses. It happened. But we sitting up here, man, talking about his father.
Right. Yeah, let's move on, Mike. Let's talk about
so where do they go from here, Ken? What do the Bucks go from here?
Mike, I've been seeing so many things, Mike, Giannis going to Toronto,
LA,
Brooklyn, Atlanta.
Dallas.
Right.
They got him in all types of uniforms on the internet.
Yeah. So the thing about it is Dame won't be back next year. So let's just not fool ourselves.
Right.
Portis, Connaughton, and Porter have player options.
And Lopez.
Lopez too? Oh,
no. Lopez, yeah. Lopez is got to re-up. Okay. So he's got to get an extension. But like you said, Porter,
Connaughton, and Porter. Let me say this again. Portis, Connaughton, and Porter have player options.
Okay.
Out of the three, if it was me, if I was John Horst, I would take Kevin Porter Jr. I got to keep him. Somehow, some way, keep him because
who gonna run the point? I mean, you're not gonna get rid of him and let Rollins run the point. I mean, although I like Rollins coming off the bench, But I don't think they have any choice but to pay him some money.
Oh,
But
they're gonna have to.
but listen to Bobby Marks, man. They have some money to keep. I mean, they could keep Gary Trent. They can keep KP. I think Torian is gone.
Yeah,
I think Pat
I
is
think.
gone, and Connaughton is gone, and I
Yeah.
also think Lopez is gone. He got to be gone, Ken.
I'm not mad at them. Any
Yeah,
of the names that you just said.
yeah.
The other thing, Mike, is this. What about the coach? You gonna keep Doc? Well, let me back up a little bit. They probably have to keep Doc because they're already paying for Griff as
Mm-hmm.
far as that
Mm-hmm.
salary. So they don't want to pay for three coaches that three head coaches.
Yeah. I think yeah. I would. Okay, I'm just gonna say this,
Oh,
and
go
Bucks
ahead.
fans might get mad at me, but I think we need to give it over to Darvin Ham, bro. Let Ham slide in that position. Let that much respect for him. I'm hoping Doc say,
Yeah, I want to retire.
yeah. I'm hoping Doc says that, man. I don't. I have to. Again, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not a Doc Rivers fan, but I have to give Doc credit. He had them boys. The game plan was a game plan. They just didn't keep to the game plan. Doc said it after every game: move the ball, get back on defense, stop ball penetration. They had the game plan, and when they came out, they were running the game plan. They just fell back into some old habits. So
Turnovers.
exactly turnovers, man, and at the worst time. So I don't know if they make a coaching change. I just
Probably.
think they're probably going to ride with Doc, which might be a good move because it seems that Giannis just talks glowingly about his relationship with Doc. I think if you get rid of Doc, then that's going to put some
Oh,
different things on Giannis' mind. So what? So what does Giannis do?
so let's. I'm gonna give you my, let's just say, substantial reports that I hear.
Mm-hmm.
So Houston has a lot of cap space. They may have to give
Mm-hmm.
up some young players. They may look for a trade to get Giannis.
Well, who they
Remember,
gonna give up for Giannis?
Green.
They keep going.
Well, I'm just saying that as far as
they
that's
they
the
give
best player
away
on that team,
everybody. They
right?
give away
Just
every
about right.
Green. They giving Thompson away. You might even throw in Van Fleet. Oh, listen. That's the challenge, Ken. In my
Right.
opinion, Milwaukee's not gonna let Giannis go
For
without
nothing.
getting back a superstar. Okay, I'm
I
just gonna be
get you.
honest with you.
Right. And
That's my opinion. But go ahead, Ken.
then I heard Golden State, but that may be Knicks because Butler got that extension, and they would have to give up a lot of it. They would probably have to give up Butler and some young players.
Oh, you gotta give up
Kaminga.
Steph.
No, they
You got
ain't
to
gonna
give up
happen.
Steph.
That
You
ain't gonna
got
happen.
Milwaukee's not going to take back. Who do they have? Kaminga?
Kaminga,
Uh,
Butler.
stop it. The Milwaukee's not going to take back that, man. That would make the situation even worse. And Ken, this is the problem. So let's just say, okay, for hypothetical reasons, Kaminga comes, Butler comes, some draft picks come.
Draymond.
Okay, let's throw in Draymond. Giannis goes to Golden State. What is he in a better situation?
Same.
So y'all not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. I mean, if he go anywhere, it's gonna be a place that that he's got to win a championship. Anybody else?
I'm
Hearing
gonna give you.
anything else?
I'm gonna give you my last one. And
Okay.
this is gonna be the most interesting one, especially for you. OKC.
Man, let me say this. Now, this is the intriguing part about OKC. The only thing you would have to throw in maybe Chet Holmgren. You probably have to throw in Jay Will,
Oh, definitely.
and you're gonna have to throw in probably 4 first-round draft picks.
And the
Now,
OKC got
something like that might, because you're getting back Chet. I mean, you're not getting him back, but he's coming. Jay Will is coming. But when I look at that deal, I still don't think that's a deal that John Horst is going to do because, again, where is his superstar? And think about this. Giannis is just not a basketball player, folks. He's an international sensation. Do you know how much money the Milwaukee Bucks have made off of Giannis?
Oh, man,
how much the city has made off of Giannis? So you're not just talking about, winning games. You're talking about impacting the economic system of an organization and of a city. And I'm telling you, I don't, as much as people say, and as much as Giannis might contemplate it in his mind, I just don't think with the way the collective bargaining agreement is now, Ken, and you talk about this a lot, about how hard it is to trade players. Ken, I just don't think, I think if you put a deal together, wherever Giannis go, he's not going to be in a better situation. I just don't see it. People talk about, well, Ja need to leave and team up with Giannis, and they can go say like to New York. So my question is, who you think they giving up? They giving up Towns.
Right. That's not going to happen.
And they giving up Brunson.
Yeah.
They giving up pick. Like, you're not gonna get. Giannis is coming with when Durant, man, they almost gave up the whole team to get Kevin.
Oh yeah.
What you think they go? Giannis is 30. Giannis is still like in his prime. No, bro. Man, this is wishful thinking. And one thing I would hate to see is for Giannis to leave. Now, Ken.
Oh, definitely.
On the flip side of this, if John Horst said, which I don't think he would do because this would kill his money. Man, they said something like, since Luka's left, like they've lost $100 million, the Dallas organization.
Oh yeah, it's probably more than that
since he's left.
Yeah.
So that's what the Bucks looking at. Like, because you know what Milwaukee fans gonna be like if Giannis walk out, man, they're gonna be sick.
And we talked about this a little bit, texting back and forth. I just think that the attendance it will decline. I would say 60%.
It'd be done, man. No,
right, and I know they're getting, the organization, every organization is getting that extra TV money, but nah, so it's gonna be interesting. You're gonna see a lot of back and forth. You're gonna see Giannis in everybody's jersey under the sun. You may see him in the international jersey. So it is what it is. Can they find a way to kind of, let's just say, patch it up as far as the team is concerned? I don't know, Mike. They are restricted as far as what they can do because they so close to the cap, and it's John Horst is going to earn his money this year, this off season.
I mean, I love what he did at the trade deadline. I just got to be honest. I love what he did at the trade deadline. I thought he brought in some players. A lot of people, and this is another thing, too. I know Bucks fans are extremely disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
And I share in that disappointment. But there's a realism that sets in, too, that says you didn't even have these players for an entire year. Like, you haven't – Sims got hurt. Dame got hurt. Giannis mixed games. You had to get rid of Chris Middleton. He wasn't playing consistently throughout the year. It was a year of turmoil for the organization. And so you really can't judge this team, even with the talent they have right now, Ken, because they haven't played consistently together. Right. So for me, I just think there's some pieces that you need to tweak around him. Lopez has got to go. You got to get a more mobile, rim protector that can guard, that can guard out on the perimeter, man. You need that. You don't need a big guy shooting threes. Okay. If you got one that can put one up every now and then, you don't need that. You need defense. You also need better wing defenders. You need to get a couple of guys that, that's what they focus on. And right. I think if they can get that around Giannis, But I'm gonna tell you like this. Listen to me. They're gonna have to get another dog. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to get somebody to replace Dame, man. I know Kevin Porter Jr. can get busy, but he's not a superstar. Giannis needs a Robin.
Okay, but Mike, I'll say this, and you may think I'm going out on the limb. I think Kevin Porter Jr. can be that Robin. I just by looking at, and I'm gonna go back to what you said is that they haven't played, let's just say, together for a long time. Kevin Porter Jr. can get down.
Oh, hey, the boy nasty, as we used to say back in the day. He and when you were real cold, we said he's super nasty. Man, no doubt, man. He is I've always liked him, man, and I think he's found a fit there. Giannis said he loves his teammates. He talks about these guys in real glowing ways, man. Giannis is set in Milwaukee. He's not going anywhere. Unless, this is what I was going to say, Ken, unless they want to blow it up. If they want to say we think we didn't win as far as we can, if they want to be like Nico Harris and make a move that is just going to unearth your organization, like, I don't care what you say. You shouldn't have traded Luka. I don't care what you say. Man, listen. You work with that dude, even though he was not playing. You put other defensive players around. Man, Luka is a generational talent, man. You don't get rid of a dude like that, and you see. And it's not Nico. And when folks are blaming Nico for all of this, that's unfair. He doesn't listen. The ownership,
right? I was just about to say that.
Okay, so the brother, he fallen on the sword. He fallen on the sword. I respect that. But no, Nico couldn't have did anything, man, especially with Luka. Come on, man. No, he had full support of the ownership to make that move, Ken. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna predict, man, Giannis doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
John Horst is gonna pull a rabbit out of his hat. I don't know who's out there.
Okay, boy.
But he definitely gonna pull a rabbit out of his hat. And I think the Bucks are gonna right the ship, man. This is sometimes, Ken, you like Giannis say, in life, this is life, man. And he a young cat, he's 30. He said in life, you always gonna have things that don't go your way. And you just have to deal with it. This is life. It's not just basketball, it's life, period, man. And he is one of the most sincere person, man, behind. He never dodge, even when he lose. Players lose, they don't even talk to the media.
I'm out of
here. Okay, yeah, they angry. Giannis is always professional, great representation for the NBA, man, and that's why it's just it's a shame, but I don't think he's going anyway. Ken, what in closing, as we close this, folks, we want to know what you think.
Yeah.
What will the Bucks do? Is Giannis? Is he staying? Is he going? Who's going to be traded? Who they need to get rid of? How do they need to restock this team? Because it's not rebuilding, it's restock. Man, listen, Gary Trent can ball.
Oh,
Kevin Porter Jr. can ball. Okay, Giannis can ball. Right? They are not. This team is not rebuilding. Right? So retooling, we should say. What are your ideas? So, Ken, final word. What do you think happens with Giannis Antetokounmpo?
He's staying, Mike. It's going to be, let's just say, too hard for him to move to any team. I don't care if cap space or not. I just think that Giannis will be back in the Bucks uniform, and they will try to get the best available players they can around him. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Folks, let us know your thoughts. As always, the world of sports unites us. Let us take this unity into our everyday life. This is why they play the game.